Hi, Mr. Wynn here, talking about Learning Target 7. Learning Target 7 is I can describe the function, structure, and importance of lipids. Number 1 asks, the monomer of a lipid is a fatty acid. Letter D. Now this is the structure of a fatty acid. So as you can see, the fatty acid here, is made up of two different parts. It's made up of a hydrocarbon chain, and it's made up of a carboxyl group. So in question 2, the structure of a fatty acid includes a hydrocarbon chain and a carboxyl group. List 3 functions of a lipid. Now, lipids have 3 different functions. Lipids can be a source of energy. Now they're a very good source of energy because they contain a lot of calories. And these calories, if you don't burn them off, will actually turn into, of course, fat. Now, lipids also make up cell membranes. So you guys will learn about the phospholipid bilayer, but right now all I want you to know about lipids is that they make up the cell membranes. And the last thing is hormones. So we've talked about hormones in class, and we talked about testosterone and progesterone, and how those two hormones are actually very similar to each other. So again, lipids make up these hormones that allow us to regulate our different characteristics based on whether or not we're male or female, or whether or not we have a certain amount of that hormone. And number 4. List 4 differences between a saturated and unsaturated fat. So you can see here that I've already have the different characteristics labeled. So the different characteristics of a saturated and unsaturated fat are that saturated fats are solid at room temperature, whereas unsaturated fats are liquids at room temperature. So if you want to think about in terms of butter versus, let's say, vegetable oil. So butter is actually found as a solid, whereas the vegetable oils, the canola oils, and the peanut oils are found as an unsaturated fat. Now for the second difference, saturated fats are single bonds, whereas unsaturated fats have at least one double bond. So if you want to look back up here with the different monomers. So what you're seeing right now with the fatty acid is that this would be considered a saturated fat. However, if we added a double bond in between any of these carbon to carbon atoms, such as that, now we have an unsaturated fat. Saturated fats are considered unhealthy, whereas unsaturated fats are healthier. So unsaturated fats can actually increase your cholesterol, whereas unsaturated fats can actually lower your cholesterol. And the last difference that we see between saturated and unsaturated fats are that saturated fats are made from dairy and animal products, whereas unsaturated fats are made out of plant material. So again, if we think about one side of the spectrum in terms of saturated fats, it's really easy to figure out what that other side is going to be because it's simply the exact opposite. So if you have saturated fats, they're going to be solid, single bonds, unhealthy, and that they're going to come from dairy and animal products. So as long as you know one side, you can pretty much figure out the other. Number 5, cell membranes are composed of lipids called phospholipids. Number 6, a type of lipid that consists of an alcohol chain is wax. And number 7, cholesterol is an example of a hormone. So I would show you examples of a wax, and I would show you examples of the phospholipid, but unfortunately I don't have any of those examples lying around. So I'll just talk about them. So with the phospholipid, again, that has to do with the fact that our cell membranes are made up of what we call a phospholipid bilayer. So this phospholipid bilayer regulates what actually comes in and out. In terms of a wax, if you think about a candle, you think about chapstick or beeswax, any of those would be considered a wax. And of course, wax has the special property of waterproofing. And in our last one, hormone, the cholesterol hormone, is actually going to act as an insulator for our cell membranes so that our cell membranes don't freeze under very, very cold temperatures. Okay guys, so that's Learning Target 7. If you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask or email me. Thanks guys for watching this video.